Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the RR3 podcast. I'm your host, Jack, and I'm joined again by my co-host, Gab and Yan.
Hey guys.
Oh, very cool.
Hey
I love how
guys.
Gab just doesn't say anything.
No, it just felt like I was just waiting for Jan's response, and okay, it was.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
quite dead.
Hey,
I
guys.
I see
sorry,
that the
but-
quarantine Jan is having a toll on you.
Yeah, I'm a bit
You seem
dead
worse than
inside.
last week.
I'm a bit dead inside. I'm so unbelievably tired, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm pretty energized.
Well,
to be
actually,
honest.
I'm not tired. It's more I'm brain dead, but like I'm not sleepy. If that
Okay.
makes sense. Like I can't fall asleep. And yeah, I'm just a bit bored. Although, could be worse. It's been worse before. But nah, honestly, quarantine's better than I expected. Not to say my expectations were very high.
Nice. How about you, Gab?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that bored, honestly. I have my stuff to do, but I've been planning to do just but I couldn't read at school. I mean, I'm just talking to friends here and there. Socially, I'm not missing that much, except the contact itself. But I'm still speaking with people. And study-wise, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm not struggling with anything that they're giving us, and especially, I can see stuff that interests me more. So it's kind of a win-win, except that I don't meet people, which is an actual problem. But hey,
Yeah, I guess you do have more time to spend on yourself, which is definitely a benefit. Can't say I've been doing much of that though.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of like the opposite of Yan. I think that quarantine is lit. I think it's actually great. You get to do loads of things as opposed to like
But
traveling all the time.
Once again,
or
same questions last week. What
brain-dead
kind of things?
conversations. Hmm?
What kind of things can you do?
I don't know. Like I keep up with the things I want to do. Every day's been going really fast. Like today, for example, I did exercise and actually ran.
Okay.
Which is finally.
Mhm.
I'm actually trying to learn a language at the moment.
Which one?
I just started today.
Which one?
Japanese,
Uh,
of course. Blech. But no, it's lit. I
Fair
don't know, the
enough.
stuff I like to do, creative stuff. I think there's loads of things.
Honestly, some people just thrive in these kind of environments where you're just on your own.
I mean, certainly introverts now are like are quite happy.
Yeah, all the introverts
Yeah.
are happy who'd rather be doing this than socializing.
I mean, the downside obviously is not getting enough socializing, and before we'd need to walk, and now like we just stay at home.
Yeah, it's true, but
That's why
Yeah.
exercise is kind of essential.
yes,
I
but
haven't been
on the other
doing
hand,
much of
though,
that.
would you really go on for a jog? Because honestly,
Apparently, it's not that bad.
I know, but what my point is, right? The point of containment of like social distancing and everything, and like self-containing, is that you don't get exposed to many people. When you run long distances, meaning that you will be exposed to more people than when you walk, right?
Potentially.
Nah, I stay in my area.
And especially if you get more exposed to people, which usually is the case, right? Because if longer distance, there's like more people. If there's a set number of people per kilometer, if you walk many more kilometers than walking, you will meet more people, and that
Yeah,
would
but-
increase the probability that you'd get infected. But since you're running those kilometers, you can infect more people also, because when you run, you like project like saliva and stuff. You don't have to cough. So like
Okay.
you
But
could
Gab,
be even a bigger vector.
But there's no one outside anyway.
yeah, except there's barely any people outside anyway, and there's certainly no cars. So you can run on the road if there's a person in front of you. You can keep your 10 feet distance.
That's
And
true.
as
Although,
long as
like,
you're
in
not
my
spitting,
area-
which is gross, then you're fine.
well, in my area, right? Near the park where I'm going, there's people, but not like normal amount of people. There's like a lot of people, even more than usually, which makes
People
sense,
are
right?
stupid.
But
Yeah, that's
but
weird.
like
My area is the opposite.
I would understand over people with dogs, right? Especially with like athletic dogs or whatever, because I mean, sometimes a dog you cannot like contain it, right?
Yeah.
But what I understand is people just like going and walking, making picnics, fucking vibing under the sunlight, like.
That's why they closed all parks in my neighborhood, because it's just, well, better.
Like, and
Because
as I said,
people
I
are just
understand
being
for dogs,
retards.
but I understand for dogs, for like kids, like babies, like because they are similar to dogs, like in the sense that if they don't go outside, or if you don't make them do something like outside, they are like they become really needy and stuff. But I don't really understand if you, like, why would you worsen the situation, right? Because for example,
Honestly,
Nah, like I only see outside. I only see runners and dog walkers.
and also runners, like my thing
and
with
choppers
runners,
as well,
right?
and choppers.
That's true.
Not as
But like
much.
my thing with running, right? It's not really the people that run normally, but are used to running because like you have to keep up like the form, the shape, right? If you have like a marathon and you are someone who runs marathons, you have to keep in shape, or else you will lose the next marathons, right? But I do not understand why everyone became a runner. All of a sudden, like there's
Yeah.
like 30 people running when before there was like 2.
Yeah, I've
like-
never seen this many runners, to be
Like,
honest.
come on, bro,
It's
you
kind
have
of mad.
nothing
Nah.
else to do
Okay,
than
that's you guys. For me, it's the opposite. I just see like a regular amount, like less.
now. For me, there's loads of people who just start running, and I mean, like, come on, let's be honest. Like until yesterday, they didn't even think of running. They couldn't even be bothered to run, and now all of a sudden, and they just start running. Like, I don't know. Just
Yeah, well,
read a
with nothing
book,
to do and a need to do
learn
something,
an
you
instrument.
gotta-
There's even nothing people can do. Play video games, I don't fucking know. There's so many things you
Yeah,
can do
but-
inside.
Yeah, but exercise is essential.
Yeah, but you can
Yes.
still do exercise indoors, although
Yeah.
it's not necessarily as good.
And also, like, it's not like you're gonna gain like 10 kilograms of fat
Some
instantly.
It's
people do.
cardio. It's a specific time of. It's a specific
Like,
thing.
I
of
understand that
exercise.
you're not gonna have the same
Can't.
amount of physical activity, but just eat less. Since you're gonna do less activity, you are gonna be less hungry because you burn less calories. So if you eat less, it's no problem.
That's just false.
What do you mean it's false? Because
Recently, people are more and more bored, and when you're bored, well, for me especially, and for like I know a lot of other people, you tend to eat way more.
Yeah, me too.
okay, I
It's not
see what you mean, but what I mean is not about you don't want to eat. It's more like you don't really need to eat that much. Like
But
you're not
people are still eating.
hunger-wise.
People
Yeah.
are
No,
eating more.
I want to eat. I'm so bored. No, I'm not bored, but like
Yeah, but like in
it's
that
something
case, right?
to do.
You can cook, and by cooking it takes time. So like you're still handling food, but if you like cook a smaller portion,
But you're
it
not-
doesn't change much.
You're not going
and-
to cook a smaller portion though if you're bloody starving.
But you're not starving because you're not. What I mean is like if you, the body, right?
If you're
Depending
not
on-
starving, you're not gonna cook.
Yeah.
What? Guys, you don't cook. Even if you're not like extremely hungry, you do not cook
Okay,
lunch.
Okay, Gab, I'd like to know something. Do you cook yourself a lasagna or a spaghetti when you just want a snack?
Yes, but you don't want to constantly have a snack first. And
No,
secondly,
you didn't answer my question. Did
No,
You?
actually,
Oh, there we
no.
go.
Yeah,
Wait, you just said actually.
yeah, but you shouldn't be that like. I understand
just
for a
grab a
snack. I understand, but I didn't say no to a snack. Just
But
say
snacking
no
is
to
even
snack.
worse than eating like a proper meal.
Yeah, but like what I mean is that you're not
That's
gonna
the
snack
thing, when you're
every
bored,
second of
people
your life.
snack.
But anyways,
Oh, you'd be wrong, mate. I snacked so much we ran out of snacks in my house.
yes, but that's just
And we had a lot of those.
I guess proper like self
When
control.
people are bored, they snack a lot.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Guys,
and then you
Self-control
get
is
sugar
not something
cooking.
that people have
let's give
mastered.
relatively good tips on how to not get bored, but are not dead, please.
Oh,
Do you
I
have
don't
any?
think I have
I
any.
have one. I have
How
one
to not get
which
bored,
is
just
actually quite
keep-
good.
Keep yourself working, but
Okay.
there's not much.
Cook. Honestly, like I've been when you cook.
Cooking's a shout. Cooking's a shout.
Look, cooking
Cooking's
takes
a thing that you can only do
when you have
free
time. Yeah,
a
exactly.
day.
Like cooking takes so long, but it's like also satisfying at the end, and it's not even that difficult. Especially if you don't do like mad recipes.
Well, it depends what you're doing, you know.
Yeah, but like you're not gonna start and doing fucking I don't know, like croissants and pain au chocolat. You're gonna start with like relatively easy stuff, and then
Gab.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Jack?
Exceptions.
Of course, by exceptions, but I'm talking for the average person.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it takes a lot of time. It's satisfying. You eat well too, like instead of eating like frozen stuff. So yeah, it's a good way to spend time.
You
That's
know you
true,
have to
that's
still
true.
cook frozen stuff, right?
Yeah, no, but what I mean, like frozen, like pre-cooked
What?
stuff. That's what I mean.
Oh, pre-cooked.
Yeah.
It's a bit different.
Okay, that's what I meant. And not cooking, then I don't know. Learn. I'm pretty sure that most people have an instrument in their house, but they wanted to
Nope.
learn.
Nope.
You're sure, both of you, but
Yeah.
you don't
I
have.
think I
One
can't find
instrument.
the guitar.
But you want the guitar.
All the drums. I don't have a drum, and guitar. It's lost somewhere in the boxes, or it's been given away.
I don't want to play an instrument.
Okay, so if you don't want to play an instrument, you can cultivate the hobbies that you couldn't do before, which is quite a general fucking statement and
Yeah.
quite a boring one. But
Yeah, but it's like just
Yes, but
Learn
a lot of hobbies
something
also
that you've
require you
wanted
to
to
get
do.
out, to go outside.
Not
to
necessarily.
That's
do
not
certain
yeah, not all
things.
hobbies. Like for example, I don't know.
No, like to gather certain things.
Okay, like what?
Okay, let's say you want to do painting. You got to get some paint, canvases.
order it
Uh,
online.
Yes, but if
It might take
firstly-
like 3 weeks to arrive
yeah.
on like next day delivery.
Wait, but,
But, like-
yeah, that's actually true. But like yes, but even your example, Jack. Firstly, if it's a hobby, that means you must have tried it before. So I mean, I don't think you have to buy all the supplies again. But even if
I
you don't have
disagree.
it,
A lot of hobbies are like started suddenly.
Yeah.
How
yes,
do
but
you
if
think
it's
hobbies
no one.
arise?
Yes, but guys, don't you have any hobbies that you already had but didn't have the time to cultivate?
Yes, but I moved on from them for a reason.
Why?
Oh, because I'm bored of them and I want to do something else.
Yeah, just there's so many more things. We have the internet. Come on, honestly, guys. We have the internet
Yeah,
to
there's
find
loads.
stuff to be interested with.
Yeah,
okay?
honestly, there is no excuse to get bored.
Like I would understand in the 1800s, but for fuck's sake, come on. We
Yeah.
literally have
Yeah, there is a lot of things.
all of humanity's knowledge.
If you're getting
fingertips.
bored, that's just because you're lazy.
Yeah.
That sounds like
mostly.
a you
There's nothing else to it really.
I struggle finding time
How?
because I want to
What?
do so many
How?
things. Yeah, I want
Actually,
to do.
to be fair though, with the amount of schoolwork we get on some days,
Yeah.
personally, I don't like waking up early. So I'll wake
Yeah.
up at like 10 and like, oh yeah, stick to a timetable. We're giving you the equivalent amount of work. So I'm
Well,
like
yeah, yeah.
2.5 hours behind schedule the whole day.
Well, I still have to do my work.
Although I do end up catching it up.
Oh well,
So
I
it's not
usually
that
do
bad.
it quite quickly, but point being, like being a the problem is that since you're home and YouTubers too are at home, we make more videos. So what's the problem? So like
Oh my god, PewDiePie.
I get
blew
sucked into YouTube. So it's not like I'm getting bored. It's I mismanage my time. Let's say.
Did everyone notice
Yeah.
how PewDiePie started uploading 2 videos?
Yeah, he
Like,
He always used
uploaded
to.
3 at once, and I was
At
like, bro.
once.
And one of them was 1 hour long. And I was like, quite
Yeah,
surprised.
like-
Like I cannot keep up.
Hey,
There's
He's
too much
making the
content.
most out of this situation.
Is
and
he
but then
done?
again,
He knows what his viewers want.
Well, of course. Well, of
Half-Life
course.
Alex, the new Half-Life.
I mean-
it isn't
I
edited.
mean, honestly, Jan, after 10 years of experience, and especially after having 100 million subscribers, I surely hope he knows what his viewers want.
Yeah. Actually, no, his viewers will just watch anything he throws out at this point.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, his
no.
viewers come and go. all the
Look,
time.
look at for example, his Minecraft series. Okay, it went beautifully. Okay, up
Yeah.
until he introduced like a new concept, which was the Council of Beetroot, I think. And that
fuck?
Council of what?
Council of Beetroot. Do not ask me. I did not watch further from there.
I don't remember.
But he introduced that, and I was like, okay.
Okay, but what was
it's getting weird.
said concept?
It was. Do you remember the Council of Water Sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got
It's like a
overthrown
few
by beetroots. And
No,
it was
it's
a really
overthrown by
weird
PewDiePie.
atmosphere. Like it was a weird concept overall, if you see it. And from there on, the series didn't have the same vibe, and many people dropped from there on. And if you see the views, they dropped. That's why he kind of gave up on the series, until he retook it, and he said, "I'm back," and suddenly there's more views. So like, we can see that PewDiePie can fuck up. His kind of fuck up is literally, instead of getting 2 million views, he gets 500,000.
2 million views for someone with 100 million subs is
No.
trash.
Bro,
That's
2
all
million
I'm gonna
views,
say.
not in. No, 2 million views in like less than 12 hours. Of course.
Oh, okay.
Because if you see how many views his videos get in like. Look, an hour long video got 3 million views in, I think, 18 hours. And it's an hour long video. Like, does make you think that, yeah, it does make. There's a lot.
A lot of his subscribers are also duplicates of people that were trying to get him more subscribers.
Well, of course, but there must be at least like a good solid 70 million
Yeah.
proper people, or 60 million. And honestly, that's still a lot of people.
And then other people who don't actually watch his channel and were forced to actually subscribe to him.
Yeah, that's why I
Like your
unsubscribed.
parents. Wait, you unsubscribed?
Yeah, I didn't see the point in staying subbed
But now, like,
if
I
I
really
wasn't
wonder,
watching him.
But like, I really wonder, bro. Right? Did this series buy subscribers or not?
No.
Because-
No. Basically, their system was whenever whenever a phone was sold, it was subscribed to T Series automatically.
Wait,
Yeah, it was something to do with living in India. You would automatically get subscribed. But they were actually
Oh.
subscribing real people.
Oh. Well, that's big brain. 134 million right now. We're still growing.
Yeah, PewDiePie should have done that with Sweden.
Oh, but their views is. Oh my fucking god. Okay,
What?
I'm looking at it and now it's really fishy. Their views are low. But when I say low, it's low. Look,
Like,
9 hours ago, 170,000 views. 11 hours ago, 197,000.
Wait,
And then
whose
one
channel
day
is
ago-
this?
T-Series. With
Oh, yeah.
134 million subscribers. Look, 1 day ago, 40,000 views.
Yeah, it's because it's all like spam content.
It is spam content, but you cannot have 40,000 views in a 134 million subscribers channel. I do not believe that that's possible. It's too incoherent. There's videos with 21 million views, but then with 107, but right after it, a video with 167,000 views. It's really dodgy. Okay. I'm not saying anything, but it looks and feels kind of dodgy.
it's pretty dodgy.
It is, but don't they just make music videos and like
Yeah.
trailers for movies?
Well, yeah, that's.
But they
Yeah,
go
that's the
trending like every week.
Like what, in India? Because it's
No, in the UK.
biggest- What? Really?
In the
Oh,
UK.
Really?
Yeah, if you go to movies, I think
What?
maybe. I swear.
Whoa.
Maybe I was just imagining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Yeah,
it.
too much
no.
marmalade.
But yeah, anyways, that's crazy. Like, but anyways, 137 million people are a lot. If you come to think about it, I think
That's
it's more than Russia.
It's 2 times the population of the UK. Exactly 2 times. No,
Oh, what?
no, it's
Oh,
slightly more than
okay.
2 times.
It's nearly more than Russia. It's nearly less. It's nearly more than Russia. So it's like Russia is
That's
145.
kind of mad.
And yeah, I mean, wow. It's impressive, honestly.
What do
You know what?
think?
Fair play to them.
Yeah. I mean, but
I'm sure they have their own dedicated fans, and there's a lot of money being invested in like, and good business.
Good business. Yeah, good business.
Good business.
Yeah.
Stonks. Good stonks.
Anyways, so
Oh,
yeah,
bro.
that's that with quarantine, I guess.
Mhm.
Bro,
But-
what games have you all been playing?
Me?
Yes.
Kind of.
Well,
Let's not talk too much about it. It's
I
kind
already
of.
know what you're playing, but like, yeah.
I've honestly been playing Mario Kart and Minecraft, and that's it. A lot of Bed
Wow.
Wars.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
I've
What
got
Nah,
what a
quite good at
meaningful
it.
conversation, guys.
yeah, no. Well, I know what Gab's been playing. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft, Gary's Mod, and
Is
that's it.
is Gary's mod any good? Because I swear it was trash as a game.
And it is
Nah, it's
trash.
always
They
been
made
good.
me buy it.
It's always
And
been
it's-
good.
So
I-
bad. I mean, I cannot
I
even
I
describe
saw
it.
gameplay of it, and it did seem a bit trash. But that being said,
Nah, it's such a meme.
it seemed like there's so much stuff you can do with it, to the point where it doesn't even matter if it's trash.
But honestly, bro,
Yeah,
it's-
that's
Because
it.
you're going to be
yeah,
enjoying
that's it,
yourself
yeah.
with the amount
Yeah,
of
yeah.
That's the
content you
point.
can actually access.
And especially, it's £3, which honestly,
Yeah,
not-
you might as well get it and try it,
yeah.
and you can
exactly.
always get it refunded.
I've also been playing the first Half-Life.
Mm.
So weird. Like, how old is it now? Like 10 years?
I
Nah,
think
more than
more.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
more
say
than that.
20, you know?
Yeah.
Swear it came out in like 1999.
I think it's
But honestly,
really good for its
I've
time.
never played the story of Half-Life.
The fuck?
1998.
Yeah, close enough. That was gonna be my second guess.
Yeah, and I
It's-
don't know the story actually of Half-Life.
Basically, yeah, no, you guys, spoilers shouldn't matter because it's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, you start in a lab called Black Mesa Lab, and then suddenly after an experiment, a dodgy experiment
Mhm.
that
Of
you were
course.
supposed to do, aliens come in, and then you have to escape the lab.
Why
And
are
that's
there
it.
aliens
Yeah.
in your lab?
Because they come in through like a kind of portal.
Oh,
thing
okay.
created from-
So you actually summon them. Okay. I thought this was
Yeah.
gonna be like some science experiment or some shit. Where you,
Wait.
With a
But
virus.
what
or
about
something.
Half-Life 2?
I haven't played that.
I'd assume they just come back.
No, I'm pretty sure like it has more to it story-wise.
No, basically continuing on from Alex. I don't know the in between, but there's a whole thing where like they try to take over like politically as opposed to war.
Yeah, that's
And-
that. That's from
Oh.
Alex. That's what I understood from PewDiePie's gameplay.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
a very different kind of game. I'd assume.
Yeah, but honestly, okay. So basically, I know from Half-Life just from his gameplay that he uploaded recently, and the game is Half-Life Alex, and oh my god, that game is beautiful. It's VR. Look it up. It's VR.
Yeah,
Oh, it looks
they made
real.
a VR one, which is pretty good.
It looks so realistic. Like if you compare it to the Stuff VR, which was what 4 years ago,
Mhm.
to now, to what they made. Like this is a proper game. It's like a game where you play on your PC,
Yeah.
but would
Oh.
run.
Ah, I saw this like a couple of days ago. There's this one guy who, I don't know how he did it, but he basically remade his entire apartment in VR, and he basically
What?
turned it into a shooting game where like aliens were attacking his apartment.
Oh shit.
I don't know how he did it, because it was like he was walking around his apartment, but he was also walking around in game. It
Oh,
looked.
so it's kind of like AR as opposed to being VR.
No.
Obviously-
It was full on VR. It was full on VR.
Oh, okay.
Like everything was in a video game. It wasn't just aliens added in or something.
Okay, so but actually, that makes it better than AR. Because
Yeah.
AR, you see it's fake, but with VR, you wouldn't really see it's like
Well,
if the game-
it's all fake. It's all fake. So
yeah, it
it's
is fake, but it's like you feel it, which
Yeah.
is, which I think plummets you into the experience better.
The only thing though is I didn't see any sensors or anything. So I was like, I'm a bit suspicious of the clip, because it could have just been he filmed a thing with like a head cam or something,
Yeah.
and then recreated it in like an animation software.
Why would you need sensors though?
Well, to track your movements.
Yeah.
But that only matters. That only matters if you have hand things, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he had his hand things,
Yeah,
but he
that-
was also walking around his apartment.
Yeah, that's fine.
Into, like, his
okay, so he
kitchen
had
and
his
stuff.
hand things.
Yeah, I'm
I
Yeah.
thought you
I'm
only
pretty
had
sure you
this
don't need
VR
sensors
set.
for that, because like I'm pretty sure the hand things are enough, because the position of the hand things. Like
Yeah,
we're
but
not,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to be able
No,
to
no,
track
you
them,
need
and I
that-
didn't see anything
You
that
need
was tracking
You
them.
need you need sensors to track
Oh.
the hands.
Yeah,
But
yeah, because
guys,
I've seen
honestly,
VR
can I-
setups. You need at least two. of the
can I have
block
your
things.
opinion on this one? What do you think? What's your opinion on VR pain? Do you think that you should have a suit that like causes you real pain?
So if I get stabbed and I killed in a video game, I get killed by the suit. Yeah, great.
No, not like that. But I mean, you'd feel like a sting, not excruciatingly painful, but still.
I would
what do you
say
think is
if
gonna be
it's
more
like-
immersive, but not as like deadly pain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
it's
and it should be
non-harmful, it's
adjustable.
fine.
Well, of course. I
Yeah.
mean, it cannot be harmful. Like you can't really afford it. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I think as long as the suit doesn't end up bruising you if you're using it correctly, according to the guidelines, then it's fine.
Bro, that's so
Cause
specific, no.
yeah, but then you get into all these legal problems. Because if you get bruises, then it's like, okay, well that's actual pain.
Then you get that one person. "Ah, I didn't understand.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel that if we wanted, we could make VR really, really well, like perfect. But I don't think that it's not like the top priority for games right now.
Okay, yeah, honestly though, I think first what we need to do is get the omnidirectional treadmill going.
They
Like,
they actually
properly.
made one.
That's cool.
I know there's a company, or at least one company that makes them.
But the problem with VR stuff, it's not really to make stuff. It's why it's too expensive. Look at the VR set, right? It's like 700 quid, and the game, I bet the game too is really expensive. So, and you need a crazy computer to run it too.
You don't need a crazy computer.
Well, I'm pretty sure it has to be quite
Actually,
powerful,
maybe, probably.
especially for like high res games. So, all of that stuff, not many people can afford it, you know. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main limitations, because like for consoles, it's expensive, but it's relatively expensive. 300 quid for a moderately like well-off family, it's affordable. But 1.5 grand just in setup? No, 2 grand in setup? I mean,
Well, it'll go
yeah,
down in
there's
price
a bit of a gap, you know.
Things
Without
will
even
get
buying the
cheaper
games.
eventually.
Well, of course,
Yeah.
that's up with everything. So I'm just waiting for that, because Alex seems crazy.
Yeah, but the games are just gonna get better. Like now that like Valve has created a new
Yeah, it's
like,
like a new standard.
Yeah, there we go.
A
Games
new
just gonna get better
precedent.
from there.
That's a good way to put it. But yeah,
Sure.
honestly, I am looking forward to to this motherfucker.
I kind of, what I really want though is like, I think it's called like, I don't remember actually. It's where you like enter your mind to play a video game, connected to other people.
Wait, what?
There's
What do you
loads of stories like that.
mean? Like VR chat?
No. There's this book I read specifically where these people enter like a kind of box, and then they have kind of like an injection kind of thing into them. I don't
No.
remember the rest.
You mean
and
like
then they'd
a
enter
sort
world.
of telepathy,
Yeah,
but just
but
like
it's
you
like,
play
and
together.
it's set up like Ready Player One, where everyone's in like a world where they do loads of things.
Okay. Look, I like that, but I think it's too complicated. People wouldn't do it just because invasion of privacy. But yeah, honestly,
Nah, it's lit.
I'm waiting. I'm really looking forward for that VR game, where it's an open like planet or open world. I don't know how to say that.
Open world games.
Thank you. So that you could explore and like also multiplayer, but would be kind of like Minecraft or maybe something along those lines.
Well,
I mean, you
let's
can
just play
already play
VR chat.
Minecraft in VR.
Yeah, but not Minecraft, something realistic.
That's like
it's
VR
like-
chat, but you just connect all the games together so that you can easily
Like, yeah,
change games.
actually that would be cool. Just imagine like a platform, but a VR platform to play VR games. Yeah? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going? But yeah, VR does have a lot of potential, but I think that now, between all priorities, VR is not the main one. Just in general, you know?
Nah, VR sick. Let's do VR.
But yeah, that's about,
Mhm.
guys.
Very cool.
Oh, what?
The weather's nice today.
Well, that's
Oh, actually, now that you made me think of it, thank you, because I forgot to say it. It's mad that actually the weather has been
Oh.
nice for a week straight.
Nice.
Like,
It has been.
it hasn't
it
rained.
really
Yeah.
has, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah, like I was telling like my family, it's just the precursor of an apocalypse. It's like if it would snow in like the desert, in like the Sahara desert, for a week straight, with like
The
no
calm before
interruption.
the storm.
Yeah,
Nah, bro, it's fine. We're in spring now. It makes sense.
yes, but no, like just a week ago, it was always cloudy and it always rained, and now all of a sudden, oh wait, it's good weather, and it's nice, and then suddenly today, for like half an hour, it started to snow.
What?
Apparently, but where?
It did for
Apparently,
me.
it snowed in Richmond Park.
I don't know, but it started to snow, and then after 10 minutes, it was sunny again. Like, I'm confused.
Snow?
Is it me or the weather is acting really clapped? It's yeah.
When did you get snow?
Yeah, I did actually, but it wasn't. It didn't.
Anyway.
It didn't deposit, but bro, I don't know. Still
Anyway,
weird.
it wasn't warm today.
It's always the best. The weather. It's always as best as possible when you cannot go outside. Change my mind.
Nope, that's correct. I won't change it.
Anyways, also, have you seen? Over the coronavirus has had negative effects. It also had on the bright side, I guess, good effects.
Yeah. Well,
I guess it has, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I mean, one which like I'm actually quite happy for
It's gonna
Is
be
that-
Venice, isn't it?
No, I wasn't
Oh,
gonna say
wow.
Venice. I was gonna say Wuhan. The
Wuhan.
I've seen like photo a week ago where the air were like a comparison between before and after. Before it was like browny and orangey the air when pointing at the sky, and now it's blue. So it just makes you think how much the quality of air has improved, and I'm pretty sure that's quite an
In
essential
that
thing.
short of a time.
Oh, that will not last, but that will make people think in Wuhan, at least, and in other Chinese metropolis, just how much they could like walk and avoid using the car. Pretty sure. Like it would make something. It wouldn't stop them, but I mean, it still makes you like breathe
Yeah,
about it.
honestly though, the whole pollution thing, I'm really happy about, because it's like, I don't know, I can actually breathe sometimes.
Yeah,
More because you not breathed before.
really fun.
Well, no, I could, but it's like, but it's like you go to the countryside for a week, and then you come back to the city, and you can tell that the air's not as nice. And now it's going back to being nice-ish. You know,
That's
it's not on the
funny. I
same
never
level.
noticed that stuff.
Maybe you don't go to the countryside enough.
Yeah,
Nah, I go to like the cleanest places sometimes, like to a point where there's no pollution in that area because no one ever goes there. But I just never notice a difference ever. There's like a distinct smell, but otherwise like there's no feeling.
but yeah, for sure, pollution has gone down. But on the other hand, yeah, it's getting out of control of infection. But I've seen a video of 3 blue 1 brown. Have you seen it? On how to
The one,
simulate
which one?
an
The
epidemic.
first one or the second one?
The second one.
Yeah, the second one's interesting, but I got a bit bored.
Yeah, that's at a point, but it's still quite interesting the fact that like,
I mean, it's
basically in
kind
the
of
video,
common sense, but it's just like emphasizing it with maths.
and not only though, he broke some myths, some of them.
What? Like what?
basically,
Give an example.
if I remember correctly. Okay, so social distancing is okay. For example, social distancing is great, but only if everyone does it,
Yeah.
and it has to be everyone. Even if it's 10% of the population not doing it, which was one of the examples, it makes the whole
It makes it a lot worse.
yeah. It has a
Yeah,
really large effect.
because didn't it go from like 15 days to 40,
Yeah.
which is
40 or 50.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it went really, really far. And between 90% to 50%, it wasn't that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Of population, of course, applying social distancing.
The thing is, not everyone can like afford to socially distance.
Why? You just have to be far away
People
from others.
still need to hold down jobs financially. Not everyone can survive for a couple
It's
months
correct.
without.
However, firstly, I'm pretty sure jobs are shutting down.
They are, but a lot of small, especially the smaller ones, are trying to keep afloat if they don't want to die.
Well, I just thought of it this way. If in the summer people have like a holiday of 1 month, and maybe at least for the first month of the epidemic, it will not be that bad.
No, some people genuinely can't afford
Of course,
loans and rent caused by the that
landlord.
the landlords
yeah.
put on things. Not only that, but landlords at the moment are really upping the price on property so that they can survive themselves.
Yeah. Which is yeah.
It's kind of
I
sucky
see
for
what you
everyone. And what if all the businesses close? What happens to product?
Well, for sure, the government and governments will not make all the primarily products factories close, because that just means death. Okay, let's be honest. If you don't have food, you're not gonna carry on. Okay. So those are not gonna close, but all the rest will eventually close. But anyways, another effect that was really quite surprising was a central hub. So if people have a central locations a central location, such as like shopping center, or school, or workplace, it increases the infectivity, I think by 5 or by 8.
That's a lot.
Sometimes. Not infectivity, but like the people that get infected. Like
The
there's like
infection
this
rate.
ratio.
The rate.
Yeah.
The rate.
Not by 8, but like by 5.
That's
Which
still
is a
huge.
lot. And the infection spreads way more evenly and to way more people.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything about it. Even social distancing doesn't have such a great effect. And yeah, that just tells you how much people should actually avoid going to the shopping center and buy stuff. Because the more you do that, the more likely you are to get the virus. Which kind of defeats the point of going to a shopping center.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you need food.
That's true. Like,
You
Yeah.
eat to live and live to eat.
Hey, we can always resort to cannibalism if we have to. We
well, I
can
mean,
eat
yeah,
our dogs.
your dog is out.
You
Yeah,
do
your
be
dog's
looking
quite
kinda
meaty.
tasty.
He do be looking kind of nice. First a
Gab,
cat.
can you pass me your dog?
Not yet, boys. Okay. Nah, it's fine. Honestly, guys,
Oh, it's fine. You can give him to me.
it will, especially for supermarket food, they will restock. I know people from Italy. Wow, did I see this?
Maybe.
People from Italy just told me it's just the first week, but then the supermarkets get used to it and restock.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
It's
still seeing
because
it already.
it's because we have a backlog of food, like in case something like this
But
happens.
of
And-
course, guys, come on.
But
like-
it's just the delivery process.
Like, guys, let's be honest. I'm pretty sure we cannot make the whole economy collapse and create anarchy with a virus. Come on, it cannot be that bad.
Nah, the government's not gonna collapse over a
It's-
virus.
Like, come on, if we cannot survive like this virus, which is quite if it affects a lot of people, it gets dangerous.
Mhm.
But imagine a virus which would be way worse, which would have the same infectivity but higher mortality rate.
Yeah.
Or that would
sounds bad,
mutate really quickly. Now, that, like, if we're struggling to handle this epidemic, imagine that epidemic.
I
Yeah,
think
I've
that
seen.
now we're more aware.
Bro,
so
we should
we'll-
have been aware from the Ebola or from the
We
SARS
should have been
epidemic.
aware when Bill Gates told us in 2015.
Or the pig or the swine flu epidemic. What, that one was a crazy one. It affected like 50 million people with 400,000 casualties, I think.
Hmm.
Wait, it was a crazy one. Like, we had many epidemics, okay, guys? Like, come on. Come
Yeah.
on now. We should have learned by now, right?
Yep. No.
I think that in like a few years time we're gonna be thinking about 2020 as that one time when the entire world shut down for like
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly,
That's
Look,
the only reason we're gonna remember
what?
it, not because
You know
of the
what,
actual
guys?
virus.
you know what, guys? On the upside, if you call it an upside, at least it's not a boring year. For sure, it's gonna be written in the history books.
Yeah.
That's what I can
Alright.
say. Is it good?
2020.
No, but at least it's an upside.
The year that we had
So
World War
few.
III, but instead of a war, we got a disease.
Well,
Which-
honestly, I would.
Which killed more people than the war would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Realistically,
grim.
yes.
that's the grim thing, yeah. But
Although,
yeah.
Damn, that's
actually,
crazy
yeah,
deep.
because these days it's
the
all
thing-
just drone warfare.
The thing with world wars is that you cannot really escalate them because none of the sides would want to like start nuking the other, right? Like I'm pretty sure none. For example, let's say if it's America versus I don't fucking let's be cliche. America
China.
versus Russia, China. Okay,
China.
okay. They both have nukes, and so do you really think we're gonna nuke each other? Because
Yep.
firstly, even if America nukes China first, what are they gonna do with that territory? It becomes useless, right? Like, the point of war is gaining territory, is not destroying it. Like, you use nukes just when you're being really, really picky and you're like, oh, I want to win this war at all costs.
Yeah, but we've already said that war is like nukes are used as would be
Yeah.
used as last ditch efforts.
Yeah.
But at this point, I think they're just deterrents. And honestly, we're better off. Actually, not without them. For the moment, nukes haven't. Okay, ignoring some usages. Overall,
Yeah.
they haven't brought chaos. They actually brought peace. It is quite about
No, they've brought tension, which is
They
not to
brought-
be confused with peace.
exactly,
Yeah.
but fear and tension certainly calms people down way more than love and compassion. I'm sorry, but it's true. If the USA is scared about Russia, it will not attack it. But like, why would you if you're scared of it? If you would, that means you wouldn't be scared of it. You see what I mean? It's okay. It's a bit of a harsh one.
Yeah, but
But if you want to be like controversial, you could go and say that.
well, you just did, didn't you?
Yeah, because I am controversial.
Good for you. God damn it, Gab. I
Always-
like to piss everyone off.
Of course.
Yeah, facts.
Facts. Of course.
Facts and evidence.
Well,
Okay.
that was my
TED Talk.
TED talk. Thank you very much. Have you
To
seen
be
the
honest,
video where
we
it was like how to make a TED talk? And it was a TED talk. Advice for
No.
all TED talkers.
I think
No.
I saw it
No,
come up in my
no.
recommended.
Yeah, me too. And that's such a meta thing. Wait, what's the most meta thing just in general, but you've seen in video games or films?
Like what?
I don't know. For example, in Deadpool, he's being meta. Which instance is the best one for you? But there's a lot of games about being meta, right? Let's see. One of my
Define
favorites
meta
has,
though. Define meta.
Yeah, define it.
meta means
Like, you mean most effective tactic available?
no, what? No, meta means basically, at least for what I mean right now, that the game is self-aware and breaks the fourth wall.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what
fourth
meta-
wall breaking.
Yeah,
That's not what I thought
Uh,
meta meant, but okay.
well, that's what I learned. Okay, anyways, that's what I meant.
Uh,
And my favorite instance has to be in fucking how's it called? Undertale.
Why?
Because have you ever played Undertale, Jan?
No.
No.
Oh, you both haven't played it. So when you play it for the first time, you have like different choices of things to do, right?
Okay.
By the end, you finish the game and you can restart it. And there's also different endings to the game. But when you restart it, it doesn't actually restart it. It's aware of what you did previously. So it actually, for example, if you kill someone and you meet the same person, the person is like, oh, I feel like I've been here before. And I feel like I'm dead, or things like that. But constantly. So you cannot restart the game at all. Which is a mistake. There's some like pretty game-changing like choices, but if you make, you cannot change the game, which is quite frustrating.
So it's basically deja vu for NPCs.
Yeah, and some NPCs are actually aware, but you
I
have
mean-
been there, and they actually
remember-
try to tell you off, and they're like, oh wait, you want to retry this? Oh wait, really? Haven't you caused enough suffering or things like that, right? And it's fun. It's actually quite crazy how he did it. Honestly, props to the creator of Undertale. Quite a cool game. Interesting game, honestly. Interesting mechanics and good music. Like, we never mention how soundtrack is actually quite essential for video games. Right?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
One example I remember.
Not always.
What you're asking about. Remember Doki Doki Literature Club?
Oh yeah.
That had a lot of what you would say meta.
But it's like, to me, the only time video game music is good is either in cutscenes, which is for the same reason why it's useful in a movie, and in loading screens, because otherwise I have game music turned off.
Well,
No.
yeah. Just hear me out.
Atmospheric music is super useful.
Firstly, and secondly, and most importantly, imagine Mario without music.
I do that all the time.
No, but like playing it just in general, like for the first time that you played it, did you play it with or without music? Honestly,
With, but it's like, I won't hesitate to turn it off.
yes, but like, do you remember music? of
In my
Mario?
head, yeah,
Yeah.
ish.
So just before that you, my point
But
being,
But I don't
Just
remember Mario because of the music. I remember it because it's a great game. The music has
yes, but
nothing
for
to do
sure
with it.
it's the music makes it even more iconic.
Nah.
Yeah, like everyone remembers the Mario music.
Yeah, that's why. Why would everyone remember it if it wouldn't be that important? Like, you wouldn't remember it if it wouldn't be important. For example, let's say I'm not the game where the music isn't that essential. Let's say Minecraft. You have
Yeah.
present Minecraft
Minecraft
music.
sounds iconic as well.
It's
not
iconic,
like,
but it's like,
but like, do you
it's
remember
iconic
it?
in the meme community
Okay, other than the meme.
because it's
Yes, do you-
irritating music.
Do you like? Yes, but do you remember it? Honestly,
No,
the music.
no. I'd be able to recognize it, but I can't like remember it.
Okay, I remember it. Jack remembers it. That's more of a point done for me. But anyways, just in general, the most famous games overall usually have some music in the background, and not all games, but many games. And just the fact that you recognize by its Minecraft just proves that it does have an effect. That's where I
No,
want to go.
I agree 100% with you. The soundtrack is important.
I feel that like,
I'll
for
agree
example, Undertale-
30% with you.
look, Undertale without music wouldn't
That's not
be
enough.
the same game. For example, speaking of Undertale.
Fair
And,
enough.
yeah. And also, it's fun to play the music once you play the game. But hey,
Yeah, no,
That's-
sound is part of an experience. That's
for
just
sure.
it.
Well, it's one of the senses, right? It's not only visual.
It's what you experience. It's
Yeah.
part of the whole experience. When
I
you
mean,
do something.
video games cannot
like-
really push like the taste sense over smell sense overall.
Well, in the future maybe.
Yeah, but right now, no. What we can do is sound, eye, and sometimes feel, touch. But that's even rare. Overall, you have to use feel, touch, sight, and hearing as much as possible. That's why I'd say music in video games is quite important. But hey, my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's like a movie. Like, okay, let's put it in your terms, Jan. Like, imagine Endgame, but it didn't have the epic music.
But to me, that's different because I don't typically play story games. So it's like here you're comparing a cutscene to a video game.
Well,
In my opinion.
actually,
It's not a cutscene.
actually no.
It's
Jan,
it's a scene. It's a whole
Even-
scene.
that okay. Give me a game that you play or played
Uh-huh.
where you think the music isn't useful. Give me a couple
GTA
games.
GTA 5. GTA 5 story mode. I don't know the music. The only
radio.
music I know is from the radio.
Yeah,
which
Yeah,
is-
Welcome
Yeah.
to Los Santos.
But
Yeah.
but the radio stations, first of all, it's only when you get in a car, and it's actual radio stations playing current music. So it's not. I wouldn't consider that in-game music. Really,
I come right in.
it's
I
in its,
come right-
but it's not memorable either.
Okay.
Now, Welcome to Los Santos.
I guess you'd be having kind of a point. But anyways,
Like that game has an amazing story mode. I don't remember there being any
And
music.
actually, yeah, no. Whenever you do a mission, there's always music.
Oh, actually no, there is music during the heists, but that
Yeah, that's
you're too
There we
busy concentrating on like what's actually going on
because
to be
it's
able to
immersive.
appreciate the
That's
music.
the point. It immerses you into the whole feeling.
Eh, I still don't remember the music. The music has no impact on me.
oh,
It's more the lines of dialogue that I care about. That being said,
wait,
in a
do you
film,
actually read dialogue? You loser.
no, you can hear it.
It's-
No, yeah, no, I'm joking. Come on, Jan.
But in a movie, it makes all the difference.
What dialogue? Yeah.
No,
Like, and I'm
music.
laughing.
Music,
Yeah.
it can really change the mood of a scene.
Yeah, of course. If you put fucking Twinkle Twinkle Little Star when someone is dying, I mean,
Hey.
doesn't really help, does it?
That
It's
could
like,
work. That could
Mr.
work, you know.
Stark, I don't want to go. Twinkle,
Twinkle Little Star, nah.
Honestly,
Bruh.
that could work. Because
It
it
depends
could,
by
it could be
context,
really
of course.
sad. It could
Well,
be,
if, yeah,
it
but
could be
if you slow it
metaphorical.
down,
it
you
could
put
be,
it in a minor key,
Yeah,
and
but-
you put reverb, I don't fucking know, and you put like
it
strings.
could be one
And
of
then you
the
make it
characters
violin.
singing
And no words.
"Twinkle Twinkle Little Star," right, while holding the dying character, and then it's a metaphor for them like going
That-
up to
I wouldn't
heaven with
understand-
the
Okay,
stars.
now you're delving into English class.
No.
literature.
Jan has a point, but that would work just in certain situations. Such
It would
as
work if you set it up
if it would
correctly,
be
There needs to
A
be
kid.
context.
if it would be like a kid dying. Okay,
or if it's a
But
main
what's a s-
character death, even, and it's
even
like
nah.
even still maybe.
Nah.
If you set
No,
it up
it would need
correctly,
context.
it would work.
It just
Jan.
need It would need context.
It
So
has,
much
yeah,
context.
it has to be
Obviously,
relying always on context. For example,
but
Twinkle,
but that's
Twinkle,
always
Little
the
Star.
case, unless you're gonna play some generic score.
But anyway, you just
That's
proved
my
to us
point.
why,
That was my
why
point.
it sounds essential.
My point was, music depends on context. That's why I said Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Literally, guys, you don't have to. That's my point.
Yeah, that's why it's essential, because it needs context
Yeah, so it gives
And it
context
creates
to a
atmosphere.
situation too. Okay, anyways.
and a meaning.
Although sometimes I feel like music can ruin a scene.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes.
of course.
Because
Yeah,
For
but that's
sure.
because it's badly done,
especially in horror movies. Because it's like the music's like ramping up. It's kind of like if you're playing a video game and you see the game saving. You know
Yeah.
something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well, actually,
I guess it
problem is
adds
that
to the
even
tension,
with that,
but it
even
also
with that,
kind
right,
of prepares
honestly,
you, and I don't like that.
hear me out. Even with that, when there's silence in complete silence in a whole movie, you already know something's gonna happen.
Honestly, I love moments of pure silence when it's like a particularly noisy scene, and then you hear nothing. Like
Oh,
in
yeah,
Interstellar, when they do that,
Yeah. When they like in
that's
space.
so amazing. Because
Yeah,
like
but
when they
space doesn't
detach
have
from the
sounds.
rocket boosters,
Yeah.
they cut off all sound, or like towards the end when there's like an explosion that happens, or an implosion. No, no, it's an explosion.
At the end, explosion. Yeah.
It's an explosion.
exploded, yeah.
'Cause- yeah. It just instead of being really noisy, it's just
Yeah, explosion.
it's an explosion of silence,
Yeah.
and then they start playing the music, the score, which is amazing.
Yeah, I really like that one too.
And
But
that scene always gets me.
it is quite a tense scene, honestly. But, like,
Favorite part of the whole
yeah.
movie. Not gonna lie.
fair enough. I see why. I really wasn't expecting the end of that movie. I thought it would be tragic, but then it wasn't. so I like,
It
wow.
was. It was.
It
We've already
was
discussed
tragic.
the movie though. We've already discussed
Yeah,
Interstellar.
we already. But music-wise, just small last bracket.
the music in Interstellar, that was essential.
Yeah. But
Oh,
just
yeah.
music in general. Piano. Okay, I want to make a small block on piano.
I don't want to hear you say that piano is superior to all.
No,
other
I'm not saying that. I'm not
instruments.
saying that. I'm just saying the cool thing about piano is that it can have so many different faces in a certain sense. Certain composers make the piano sound nearly like a violin, like really like delicate and elegant, and some others make it sound really like a percussion instrument and really like ominous. And I just wanted to make a bracket on that, linking back to music in movies. That they use strings and sometimes piano, just because they add so much tension. And it just use for tension we use strings such as violin, and for rest we use trumpets and piano.
Honestly though, that's the reason why some of the best scores in the recent movies are still done by like orchestras.
Yeah. But usually it's, as I said,
Yeah.
string orchestra. Like you hear a lot of like long notes playing in the background.
Although
like,
that being said,
strident.
that being
Yeah?
said, the past 2 days I've started rewatching Mr. Robot, and that it's something that's made like on a computer program. I think the music, for the most part,
It's actually cool.
but it's really cool. But then again, it's kind of the
Look,
theme of the whole thing.
a lot
So-
of musicians, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm not a musician. Okay, I play the piano, but I'm not gonna consider myself like I want to be like professional musician. Yeah. But the people that like do music on the computer,
Mhm.
I love it. But just if you compare it to like a musician, musicians are salty just because they had to study so much on music to play an instrument, and then someone comes with a computer and just plays it easily, especially piano for example.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off too, you know.
Because like you can stack audio, so you don't need to play it all at once, so it's not hard.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah, but
And then
that's
you
like-
people
can
get
get
so
sample
cool.
clips as well.
what? Yeah,
You can get sample clips.
yeah. So
Yeah,
like
but-
I'm pretty sure many musicians are getting salty because they're like the person in front of them makes way more money, or because musicians make next to no money. They are like it's a really tough life, and especially if you're not in
Yeah,
an orchestra, if you
honestly.
like do jazz,
Mm.
it's quite rough. And when you compare with people that like they study for like 12 years an instrument, and you compare it to someone who's been 2 years with his computer software,
But
and
then
they compare
again,
the times.
that's why I prefer older music to the stuff we get these days, because back in the day you could tell that it's real instruments, and now it's just a
Yeah.
generic beat or something made in 30 minutes on some dude's laptop
Yeah,
in
exactly.
his car on the way to the recording
Yeah, exactly.
of the lyrics. It's yeah,
It does.
but that doesn't mean that can't sound really good.
Yeah, of course. But it's just different levels of effort, right? Like it's in any case, it is certainly easier
Yeah,
to
obviously,
make
and
a
cheaper.
3-minute song than to make a 30-minute, I don't know, concerto or something.
Oh
with,
no,
like,
but
the whole
no.
orchestra.
Okay,
No,
I'm
I'm
not
just
talking
saying in
about
general.
classical music though. I'm
No,
talking
no,
about
okay.
like even
Okay, if
songs
even-
back in like the
okay.
80s.
Okay, Bohemian Rhapsody which is a long song, with interesting, I guess, musicalities. That
Yeah.
one took longer than a 3-minute song that you hear on like an album like that. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, honestly, I don't want to bash on any singer right now.
But Camila Cabello steals
Honestly.
all her music from other people, and that's a
But
fact.
honestly, guys, the singers that we got aren't amazing. But singers aren't amazing anymore. Okay,
There's
let's
some
be
decent
honest.
ones.
If
That might
you-
be just like
if
the
you study-
masses of them. There just
Like,
might be
guys,
a lot of them.
if you study to sing, like I don't know if you study singing, in 2 years, you will sing like any pop star. Take for example Ed Sheeran, right? Like,
Yeah, it's all generic. Although
you've
Ed
seen the
Sheeran's quite
thing.
good.
Yes, but for example Ed Sheeran, he showed like a clip for 2 years before, I think, or like 2 years before he started to sound really good, and he sounded badly, and he just started, and then 2 years later he sang quite well, like quite well, which just shows you just how much a bit of practice can bring you. And that's what I
Yeah.
mean, like, singing, I'm not seeing like Aretha Franklin level of people, like Freddie Mercury, I guess.
I mean,
Level of people.
these days stuff's getting a bit generic, but it's like there's some people who really stand out. Like really stand out. To name a few, I guess kind of Ed Sheeran, Lewis Capaldi,
Don't know.
Stormzy. How do you not know Lewis Capaldi? He's the funniest guy.
Never heard it. Look.
Have you not heard Somebody You Loved?
Yeah. Oh,
That's him.
him.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
personally don't like the song, but great singer.
Yeah.
I mean Stormzy, Billie Eilish, love her or hate her.
Yeah. Yeah. She does sing well, and she's quite really good at composing. So in general, fair enough.
We have a lot of talent.
We have
It's
a
just-
lot of time, but like overall,
We also
There's
have a
so
lot of
much-
trash
exactly.
because they've made
Which
it
is
too
way
easy.
too pumped up. Like, it's unfair compared to all the talent we're
Yeah.
discarding.
Like Tyler the Creator. Are you serious?
Yeah. It's,
To me,
yeah.
okay. To some people, that's the next Beethoven. For me, it's pure trash. It's
No, I'm
garbage.
not saying it's pure trash, but
I'm saying it's garbage. I don't
for
like him.
sure, it's nothing great. Like, look, I that's why I've given up a lot on melody and I've concentrated on lyrics and I listen to rap.
I've given up on American stuff for the most part. And then I had my grime phase, and then I had my 80s phase, and now I've kind of got my nostalgic 2000s 2010s stuff,
Bro, okay, fair enough. But hey, look,
and
love it-
dubstep, and just stuff like that,
okay, guys,
like
let me-
retarded music.
Let me give you an opinion that may sound unpopular,
Mhm.
but true. Katy Perry is trash.
Oh yeah.
What the
Since
fuck
the
you say?
start. Yeah, I'm sorry guys.
What the
If-
fuck you
if
saying?
It's
Jacques,
so
maybe
generic.
you like her,
It's so
Nah.
generic.
but
It's so bad.
And she's and as a person, too, she's so shallow. And
You don't
Why
know her
would you
personally though.
untalented?
You don't know her personally.
no,
And she's not
I'm the
talented
public.
since she's literally one of the
that's what
most
I meant.
famous
That's
people
what I
on
meant by
planet Earth.
shallow. I meant untalented.
She's Mick, what do you mean? She's really talented. She's
What do
one
you
of the
mean?
most famous people on the planet. Like that doesn't come from nothing. You know.
Bro, nah.
She consistently made hits for years. And
Well, it's
that
not
doesn't
her,
come
It's a ghost
from
writer.
Oh yeah.
It's Friday.
Oh no,
I mean,
let's,
You,
you don't
you don't
bring
have
back
to
Rebecca.
you
Rebecca
don't
Black.
have to like her music, but you can appreciate that you know she grew a brand for herself. I mean, with help,
sure.
obviously.
But
So there's
no,
some
no,
talent involved.
she
You can't say
is-
she's talentless.
No, I'm sorry, guys. She's inherently dumb. I do not believe in any way possible that she has done everything by herself. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's true. Okay, it's a
Maybe
meme.
she has.
But guys, come on. What the fuck did she ask? Have you seen the meme with Tyson Fury? Not Tyson Fury. Fuck. Mike Tyson.
No.
Mike Tyson.
What? Okay, so basically, Mike? No, it's not Mike Tyson. For
Do you not
fuck's
mean
sake.
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Neil deGrasse Tyson? There's
Oh,
too many
physicist.
Tysons.
He's got a point.
Anyways.
It all does get a bit confusing.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. I've been watching too much boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked him between all things that she could have asked, a physicist and someone does documentaries. She asked, "Is math related to science?"
What?
Honestly,
Math related to science.
I feel
And-
like that's still a question that you could get an elaborate answer to. You could get
No, I'm
a
not
bit
saying.
of a grey area, possibly.
Wait.
Oh, it's a question
No,
you
I'm
answer
sorry.
like
Is
like-
math related to science?
6th grade.
Okay,
Bro.
it's
That's a
it's
private
not exactly the most
Come on.
intellectual question.
But I'm
But-
not saying it has to be intellectual. You have to. If you had high school education, which she had, you do know that math is related to science.
Okay,
You-
but maybe she.
But even if you don't like math, even if
Okay,
you're bad at
what
it,
is the
it-
context of that question though? Because maybe she was reading fan questions.
No,
Yeah.
no. I've seen the video.
Maybe someone
It
wrote the
was just
questions for
no.
her.
It was just her asking these type of questions, and that was the dumbest one.
What's the second dumbest one?
Oh, I don't remember. It was like a video about it. Just right. Is math related to science? You find it. And
Star
one
Talk.
comment-
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's Star Talk, which is Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, which I have listened to, where they answer listeners' questions.
No, it's not her. It's her asking. Look at the video.
Yeah, no,
Later.
I've listened to the podcast
Yes.
before.
Trust me. She asks him direct. She says, "I have a question. Is math related to science?" She says that it's her question. It's not someone's question. Trust me.
Alright, yeah, and you've already given her the benefit of the doubt.
I'm giving her
We
the
can move
benefit
on.
of the doubt.
Okay,
but-
you're gonna watch the video later. Trust me. Okay. She
Yeah.
is small brain. Although, I'm not saying she shouldn't deserve the money, but she's small brain.
Okay, Boomer.
When?
I don't really care.
You know what? Let's just call it a day at that.
Yeah,
Enough
let's do it.
roasting Katy Perry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, well, thank you for listening to the RR3 podcast where we argue over Katy Perry. Make sure to check out Twitter, Instagram, and wait, no, there's no Twitter.
Or
YouTube,
oh, yeah,
Instagram, and
Like,
everything
subscribe,
else.
comment, absolutely
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know the deal by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism. Goodbye.
See you guys.